In one game, who would y'all take? Team USA or the world? Me and Big Kev, we gonna debate this young thing here right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. That's Big Bro, also known as Kev. How you doing, my guy?
Hey man, it's always a pleasure to get in here and talk with my boy. What's good with you?
Not a thing, not a thing. But hey, if y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, look, everybody know they got their chats. Everybody know they got their certain takes. So I posed the question up in our group chat. Y'all think a world team could go ahead and beat the USA team? My man's Big Bro, a.k.a. Kev, came and was like, I think it's possible. So we disagreed, but now we right here to put it on wax. Big Kev, first and foremost, before we go into it on why you think there's a chance, what's your starting five?
The starting five is the reason why I think it's a chance, man. Like I'm going with Joker, Giannis, Embiid, Luca, and SGA, Shea Gilgis
Oh,
Alexander.
that's nasty. I ain't gonna lie. That's nasty. Read it one more time.
We got Joker, Giannis, Embiid, Luca, and Shea Gilgis Alexander as the five from
Ooh.
around the world to take on a starting five versus the U.S. Who you got?
All right. I got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and I want Anthony Davis as my center. Now
Okay.
go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me what.
Well,
First of all, why you think it's possible?
you changed one because in the text you said Bradley Beal over Klay Thompson.
I'm
I
I'm gonna
think
go
you would.
Clay. I'm
Okay.
gonna go
So
Clay. We putting it on wax now.
okay. So we
Clay.
got Steph, Clay, KD, AD, and Bron. That's
Yep.
tough too, man. But we talking about, bro. We talking about MVP Joker, MVP Giannis, MVP Embiid. We got MVP contender Luca, and we got a dude who should have got at least one MVP vote last year at SGA. Like these guys are no slouches in the actual NBA versus these guys that we got on your list, man. So it's like that's why I said it's possible because I mean the weakest link is probably what Luca on defense for the world team, but the
And
rest
then
of these guys. Go ahead.
nah, I was go ahead, finish my B.
Yeah, I mean, but you know you got a defensive dog in Giannis. You know Embiid gonna do something. He not just gonna stand around. SGA, that young dude that's just gonna come in and not know no better, like he's doing right now in actual FIBA, even though they lost the other day. Canada's been doing pretty well throughout the whole FIBA tournament, and it's because of SGA. He been carrying that squad.
I'm gonna tell you, and me personally, I love the lineup. You can't, it's solid. I love what you put out there. But the reason I took Brad Beal out and put Clay in is because I got enough scores out there. But when we need that shot to go down within the last few seconds of the shot clock, come on, Clay. We know you can light it up. And if you know, say it is one game, not a 7-game series, at least that's how we talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that look, man, you got a guy with a brilliant passer on my squad, LeBron James, who can go ahead and control the game and how to pulse of the game and the court vision to get Steph Curry open threes. And we're gonna stretch the hell out of the defense, and then the driving lane's gonna open right up. The driving lane's gonna open right up, and we should be good. So that's how I'm looking at from my strategic aspect as of right now.
And honestly, you know, that's your obviously your biggest strength is shooting. Like everybody can shoot on your squad. AD probably being the weakest link there. LeBron too. Like Bron is hit or miss, but KD, Steph, and Clay on a drive and kick, all of them knockdown shooters from anywhere on the court. I can't say the same thing about Giannis, obviously. Joker can shoot threes, but is he gonna necessarily have to? The same thing with Embiid, or do we gonna need them in the post? Luca can shoot threes, but we know that he's gonna be the de facto LeBron in this situation, right? He's going to be the one that's trying to get the offense going. He got to have that ball in his hands. So that leaves SGA. If SGA and if he can knock down the corner three, this is going to be closer than people think. It ain't going to be a cakewalk. And if they play 10 times, US not winning all 10 times, bro.
No, I think it's very possible for your squad to go ahead and win some, but I feel like you got a lot of a lot of discrepancies, for lack of a better word, that plagues your team. In my opinion, first of all, you mentioned already, Giannis can't shoot the three. So once we pull him out, it's bombs away. Or if you want to go, if he most of the time he might drop back, and then we looking at Luka. I never seen Luka playoff ball in the NBA. He's a guy right now, the way his style play in the NBA within the Dallas Mavericks. He's a ball beater. He gonna dribble that thing. I haven't seen this man be able to distribute or be able to play off ball, and then you could be like, "Hey, Joker, you go and cook." I think that's where that friction comes in, and obviously you mentioned the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like my squad. We got flow spacing. We got guys that can go ahead and stick defense. We got the man in the middle with AD, and we seen the battles between him and Joker these last few seasons. You know they match up pretty damn well. KD and Giannis, that's an interesting one. We seen Giannis prevail in that Brooklyn series, but at the same time, KD still gave them all that they can handle for sure.
See what the thing is, I think you kind of underselling Luca. My man, just last season, I mean, his whole career, he's put up major numbers, historic numbers, even to the point where people were saying that he's probably the only player that can catch LeBron numbers in certain statistics if he keeps playing at the level that he is. Now, obviously, he's going to have to put more work into his body, his actual physical body, in order to keep up the type of output. But last
Right.
season alone, in 66 games, he averaged 32 points and 35% from three and almost 9 rebounds and 8 assists plus 1.5 steals. So I think he kind of goes underrated as a floor general, but you can't average 8 assists. Or last season was actually his lowest assist total since he was a rookie. He averaged 6 assists when he was a rookie. Then he had 8.8, 8.6, 8.7, which is essentially 9 assists a game. On let's be frank, on some teams that haven't really had a good enough supporting cast for him to shine. Look at what James Harden did, and he's not anything like the James Harden that we've known in the past, but he still led the league in assists last season, just giving the ball to Embiid. So I feel like Luka Doncic has the opportunity with Joker and with Embiid and with Giannis on the squad. That man can definitely get his assist totals up. The real problem isn't who's going to control the ball for them. It's really just about who's going to be able to knock down jumpers. And
I
that's
just
that's there you go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say that's a valid point, but the way I look at my team schematically, I just think that it's just gonna be too much action, and I like the athleticism of a Giannis, but you ain't gonna be able to run twin towers down in the post with Joker and B, and you know what I'm saying, with the athleticism and the off ball action that this team right here can run. We running these guys to the ground, and they gonna be too damn slow in transition, in my opinion. I like what you said about Luke and what he can bring, but I still haven't seen that. Like if I let LeBron run point, you go ahead and run some of those off-ball screens with Clay and Steph. That's day and night, baby. And then when you absolutely need a bucket and you got a guy that's an MVP as himself and Kevin Durant, you could just dump the ball down on him and he can go get you a basket. And he can still give you solid numbers without even that many shot attempts because it's gonna be nasty, bro. That's I just feel like the world, for one, I think everything is too congested right now, and the lack of a perimeter shooter is gonna hurt him.
I think what the world would have to do is run the triangle offense. That's really the only way that they gonna put the U.S. team on their heels is by having either Embiid or Luca at the elbow type situation and the action running through them. But other than that, man, it's gonna be tough. And then you got, I guess that would be SGA in the de facto Jordan position in the triangle offense, and we know what he's capable of, finishing around the basket, shooting the three, hitting the mid range. So we know he can fit the bill. Obviously, nobody is Mike, but
And
if they play a triangle offense type a game, that's their best bet at possibly defeating the United States team.
And that's you mentioning SGA being in that basically that starter role or having that role to where he'll handle the ball more is what I would like to see too if I was going, you know what I'm saying, make a case for Team World.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is I never seen Luka play off ball in the NBA. And that's where the problem comes in for me. Like, he is a spectacular player, but alongside Kyrie Irving this past season, we seen a little bit of a struggle of him trying to play off ball. So can that translate on Team World? That's what I still got questions about, bro.
You
That's why I
already
said that's the biggest thing when it comes down to him per se.
you already know, man. 2K coming out in a couple of weeks. We're gonna have to go ahead and just put these teams together and get at it, baby. Or just do a simulation. Just put these starting fives together and do a simulation and see what'll happen. Because I just feel like the world team ain't no slouch. Obviously the world basketball around the world has made major strides since the initial dream team was put together in the early 90s. And now it's just not a given. It's just not a given that you can put together a team and send them out to whatever country and expect the U.S. to come back with a gold medal. And honestly, if you take the best players from all around the world and put them on the starting five, because there's other players out there as well that's from other countries that could easily come off the bench or whatever and provide shooting. And the same thing, of course, for the U.S. I just think it'd be dope to see. I think
Facts.
it'd be dope to see. I like that's what they were doing with the rookie game for all these years. They probably should do it for the All-Star game too. And let's get it. Let's put it on wax for real. Let's see what it actually looked like instead of just East versus West or picking against each other. Let's do world versus United States and let's see what happens.
I can tell you one thing though, if that thing becomes a reality, because right here is just wishful thinking. If it does come reality, it'll be an interesting thing for sure. And honestly, I don't know who will win. Because of as if I say this, if NBA players, if that was to happen in the All-Star game and NBA players played as hard as they play in them pro-ams, it'll be interesting for sure. Because the last few All-Star games, it's been no defense really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would imbue or infuse a sense of pride on both sides. Because
Right.
now you're not just playing for S's and G's, right? You're not just out there kicking it for the weekend with your homies and whatever. In this case, they really trying to show that they the best in the world. And with
Right.
homeboy talking about, hey, what do they mean? The NBA champions are the world champions. They're not the world champions. They're the champions of the United States, which I thought was a dumb statement to make, at least about this league, because all these players from the world are fighting to get to the United States
Right.
and play there. Like they like playing for their countries and
Right.
whatnot, but they want that Larry O'Brien. They want to come to the NBA, play for the United States. It's not like soccer, whereas it's a world sport. The NBA is an American sport. But that's a sidebar.
For sure.
The reality is the United States is the best country in terms of basketball. That's a given. But the world is catching up, man. And if we had an opportunity to see not just the Olympics or a FIBA World Tournament, but just the best players in the world versus the best players from the United States, we'd be in for a treat. And I would like to see a 7-game series in that
It'll be a
situation, by
treat
the way.
for sure. The 7-game series would definitely be interesting, but you don't want 7 games with Team USA, bro. You don't want that. You might as well just do a sudden death match because a 7-game series. First of all, who you want your coach to be? I want Steve Kerr. Come on, Cook.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Popovich.
No, Steve Kerr, Cook.
Who would? I mean, I can't even pretend to know like who the best coaches from the
I
around
mean,
the
you pick
world would
pick
be.
anybody for the sick because we ain't that deep into overseas basketball and their coaches. Pick who would you want to coach your team? I want Steve Kerr.
It'd have to be Pop.
Fair enough. He got that's fair. He got a track record with
Foreign
foreign
players,
players and got
yeah.
a good ass relationship with them. We smoking y'all though. We smoking Cook. Cook
That'll be fun, man.
in the 7-game series. You make me want to go back to K.
I'm about to say I'm about to load it up right quick. Yeah, see
The
what
real.
happened, man. That'll be a dope ass matchup, man. I'm glad we had this conversation
Hell
because
yeah.
it got me thinking, like, what would happen?
That would be lit. But hey, y'all let us know in the comment box below. What would your starting five look like? And who would you take to win? The world? Maybe something similar to what Big Kev said, or USA, something similar to what I said. Let us know. Kev, go ahead and give your final thoughts, bro.
Hey man, this would be fun to see in any capacity, whether it's a All Star game or even in pixelated fashion with NBA 2K. And I would actually be interested in hearing actual NBA players say what they think. So if any of y'all watching, if it's some scrubs that's on the back of the bench watching NBA Central, get to give your take. I would love to hear what Pat Bev had to say or Gilbert Arenas had to
Would
say
you just
about
call
this.
these people scrubs and
No,
then ask them to comment?
yeah, of course. Are you saying you don't want no scrubs? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Nah, but nah,
You
seriously.
bogus.
Anybody, I would be interested in hearing what actual NBA players have to say about this because I'm sure they've had these locker room conversations about it, especially with the conversation trending. What old boy said.
For sure. But all right, y'all, that's it from us today, man. Y'all can follow the show collectively at NBA Central Pod. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this. And go ahead and have your own damn debate and let us know how that went. This is another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. That's Big Kev. We're going to catch y'all on the next one.
Shout out Coach Prime.
Bro, got that dub too.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.